we're trying to do the review out here, and they're like blowing, you know, steamy water all over everything out here, so we gotta try and find a spot to do it. Man, look at all that steaminess. Hey guys, Chauncey Phillips here. We just got out of seeing This Is the End. We went around everywhere trying to find a spot where there wasn't people.
Oh, I know. It was
it was a mess.
Everywhere there was something going on.
And there's like people standing
cleaning
around.
the streets. And
yeah, cleaning the streets, standing around, kind of having some like weird looks on their faces. And
oh, I know. Like, it was just these big circles of like people discussing things. I don't know what it was.
Discussing the rectum as a whole. But,
yeah, I guess so.
But the movie, though, is basically, you know, Seth Rogen, and his friend, you know, I think the guy's name is like Jay. I never know how to say his last name, but they were together and Knocked Up, and wasn't they Undeclared or Freaks and Geeks or something?
Yeah, maybe it was something.
Like the early days. They were friends from the early days, and like in the movies, all the kind of people are playing themselves, and he comes to see Seth Rogen because I think he's living in New York now. And he's visiting him, and it's basically about them going to a party. He doesn't really want to go, and you know it's James Franco's big house party, and that's how they get all the cameos of Michael Cera, who plays this crazy over-the-top version of himself.
Rihanna, Emma Watson,
And you know, I thought this was pretty funny. I like these kind of movies when the people play themselves.
There was some really hilarious stuff in this though that like I haven't seen in things recently, comedy-wise, like. Hangover 3 really didn't do it for me compared to this. Like, there was a lot of laugh-out-loud stuff going on in this one.
And you know, too, a lot of it's improvised.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt real
like
natural, like it was just sort of what came to them right then and there. And I really liked that.
Because, like, some people, that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Some people aren't very good at that. And they're really good at doing that improvised stuff.
This was basically them playing real, like, eccentric versions of themselves, like, you know, for the film. And like, they were all, like...
kind of parodies of themselves in some parts too.
That's what I'd say.
But the main thing was, you know, they're there that night, and there ends up being, you know, people being sucked into the sky with a blue light. There's fire everywhere, and they don't really know what's going on. They kind of have like guesses, like, is it the apocalypse? Is it this? Is it aliens?
Alien abduction?
Is it zombies? Like, they don't really know. It's all them kind of wondering, and them all kind of the ones that survive, you know, together in James Franco's new mansion, kind of trying to survive. And the one character, who is the one, Danny McBride, you know, comes in there and what he ends up doing with the stuff. And he was really pretty funny in this.
He was,
And he always plays that kind of crazy, like, sort of asshole kind of character.
And he was in Pineapple Express, too, with them, so he was, like, really...
And the thing is, too, since they were kind of playing spoofs of themselves, it kind of shows you, too, they really are just playing themselves in all the movies.
Yeah, a lot of that's what it felt like.
You know, they really are just themselves. There's some actors that are always kind of just
what
they're like. But I don't know, I thought this was funny, and I thought it was a funny thing with all them together the whole time, and kind of issues that were going on, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And it worked, though. I mean, I thought it might have been maybe 15 minutes just a little bit too long.
Yeah, it was long.
In some parts. But I can see why they didn't want to cut it out, because
it all sort of worked.
And especially when something's improvised, you know, it's kind of hard to cut.
Just let it roll and let them say what they will.
It was funny, though. I guess the whole movie, even the L.A. stuff, was shot in New Orleans.
Yeah, it said filmed in Louisiana.
So I thought they filmed some of it there, because that one guy I recognized from a lot of Louisiana films, and the Last Exorcism 2, the guy who played the priest. But I didn't, you know, it was kind of funny. I guess they shot the whole thing there. Because it really was just in the house. Yeah,
basically, and they sort of would go out for supplies when they could, and it just, you know, it was a difficult thing to do.
And I think it's has some of the most kind of crazy elements compared to their other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it went the furthest with a couple things that I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah, I really liked also how they were filming like a joke sequel to like Pineapple Express and like stuff they were all in together.
And James Franco I like the stuff with him having the props for everything he had, like
from his past films.
But out of 5 stars, I would say this is definitely at least 4.
Yeah, I'd
really
say
thought
as well.
It was funny.
Like I really went there. Like Hangover 3 really didn't do it for me this time. And,
no, but this was a lot better.
This was a fresh kind of, you know, funny comedy with like, you know, joke versions of actual actors, like going by their full name and everything.
So I would definitely recommend checking this one out, and see you guys later, and be on the lookout soon for our review of Man of Steel.
See ya.